Oh, friends and neighbors. Swagman Piper 1926 here. Always left in the dark, aren't I? Smoking my Savinelli Sherwood Rock Briar, shape 122. In it is some best brown, flake, and this is a VR, and I'm late, I know. So, because this is probably going to post probably come the morning, because we don't have really good internet, so it's probably not going to make the 24-hour mark, which isn't necessarily a big deal for me. But this is a VR to Armchair Piper Ed, or Ed Armchair Piper. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. This is just more for me to support Ed than it is to win the goal. So, Ed, if you have any idea of going ahead and trying to throw me in or go ahead and count me, don't worry about it. Because I'm pretty sure this is the last day, and I've had almost a month, so no worries. It's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a VR for him, just the same. What is the YTPC? Well, I've watched several of everyone's videos, and one of the things that not one of the things, but some folks say, well, it's community, barbershop, or an old time community to be able to sit and visit, which it's kind of what we do with these videos, or at least what I do with these videos. I always try and throw in some kind of humorous anecdote kind of thing that either happens to me, or normally my son gives me pretty good fuel for it. But it's kind of a way of sitting at your house talking to you. At least that's kind of how I see it. But yardism, his was interesting because he's a man of words and probably knows a lot more in better meanings than I do. And he posed a very good thought. So, we are a digital community, and this is my answer. A digital community, essentially, we're writing video letters to people. The difference between throwing a video out and writing someone a letter is, everyone can see the video, just one person can see the letter. So this is, we're essentially doing, we're pen pals almost. But I still feel that we're a community that harkens back to a more simpler time of when you had time to sit down and visit with a friend and get to know your neighbor, and Uh, almost kind of like almost to a certain degree of Andy Griffith. Um, that simpler time. If you think about it, where did Andy and Barney and, most of them loaf at? Well, it was the barbershop. Very rarely do you see them getting a haircut. They're sitting there reading the newspaper and talking to Floyd. So, I think the YouTube Pike community is kind of like a version of Andy Griffith. Now, obviously, that's TV of the 60s and 70s, I think. Sounds right anyway. And it's more wholesome. Well, yeah, because that was the TV of the time. But if you look at your characters, we're not that far away from said characters now in the YTPC. So, there wasn't a character. Not everyone liked all the characters. Not everyone here likes everyone else. We all have kind of little groups that we hang around with. Some that, videos. I am subscribed to a lot of folks out there. And truth be told, I obviously can't make all the videos. So, I always try and there's several out there that I always try and watch and keep up with. And I'm probably the same for someone else. They'll watch my usually weekly video and leave me a thumbs up or leave me a comment or, just to watch it because, some folks say that some of my little stories are peaceful. But, Andy Griffith had their own troublemakers. Like Ernest T. Bass. You haven't heard the last of Ernest T. Bass. We have our own little troublemakers from time to time. You had some just goofy characters who respectively had a good heart, but not always the best message. Like Otis, down drunk. Or you had some characters like the mayor in the later seasons that was very judgmental and kind of a turd. Or let's see. I can't remember the family's name, but there was a man and wife that was always fighting. I mean, the neighbors or their neighbors would call Andy or Barney and have them go and try and break up a fight because dishes were flying and everything. I think they're in a couple episodes. We've got that too. People who just can't get along, or I don't know what you'd call that really. But I'm sure they're here in the YTPC too. Um, let's see. There's good characters, there's bad characters. The darlings. You might have that here too. But the fact of the matter is, we have our very own community. Granted, I can't go over to your house because most of you are states away from me. I think the closest one that I know is what's his name? Is it Kent Piper? Ken? He lives over in West Virginia. Ethan. He did one of the new presenters with Ethan. Where he lives, I've been in that area. That's about hour 45, 2 hours, maybe a little more from my house. He's the closest. And then I think Pat Paladin is probably around 3 hours. So, it's respectively feasible, but not. I can't just, run over after work and sit down and drink a cup of coffee with you and then, come back home and not, spend half the day driving. But we all have our own little pillars of the community as well. So, for better or worse, Ed, that's my answer. We are a community, an old-fashioned community, respectively. Obviously, not everyone gets along. Not everyone sees the it cut or black and white. Some see a little gray, some don't. That's community. That's people around you. So Ed, congratulations on your third year anniversary in the YTBC. I hope to see you for many, many more. And you folks take care of yourselves. And remember, kindness costs us nothing.